and gentlemen, don't miss the action. It's the main event of the evening, 136-pound catchweight super fight. Gervonta Tank Davis versus King Ryan Garcia. And now we're going to get a chance to hear from our fighters. And to lead us in this interview, Q&A time, renowned combat sports journalist Ariel Helwani. Ariel, take it away.
Jimmy, thank you very much. Ryan, just a couple minutes with you here, a couple seconds. Much was made of the weigh-ins. How was the cut for you?
I feel good right now. I had breakfast in the morning, so I feel strong.
What happened up there?
I don't really know, to be honest. I think him and Bernard started getting into it, and then it just became something crazy. But I was focused. I'm staying focused. I'm ready to do my job.
Last thing, can you describe your mindset 24 hours before the biggest fight of your life? What is going on in your mind right now?
I'm just ready to eat now. I'm ready to eat. I'm focused. I don't got much to say. My focus now is just on Gervonta Davis. That's why I kept looking at him. I'm ready to destroy him. That's it.
Thank you, Ryan. Good luck. Make some noise for Ryan Garcia, everyone. All right. Being joined now by Tank Davis. Tank, appreciate the time. What happened up there with Bernard Hopkins?
Talk about somebody, he about that life, man. Nobody not worrying about his old ass. He need to sit back and let the youngest do it.
Gigantic fight. Look at all these people out here for both you and Ryan. When you see something like this, a scene like this, outdoors, I'm sure this is what you dream of. How does this make you feel?
It just made me excited, man. Made me want to go out there, put on a great performance in front of the beautiful fans and things like that, and get the job done.
Last thing, what's the official prediction? 24 hours away. How do you win the fight on Saturday night?
Punishment, knockout. It's going to be crazy. Crazy. Don't blink your eye. Don't get no popcorn. Don't get no drink. None of that. Make sure y'all focus. Focus on the fight because it's going to be a credible fight.
Thank you very much. Good luck, Tank. Jimmy, back to you. Make some noise for Tank Davis, everyone.
What's going on? I got a question to start off this stream. How many of you are going to illegally stream it? Come on, you can admit it. This is a safe space. If you're not going to pay the $84.95 for this fight, let me know. I want to know. We're doing a little experiment here. But overall, how have you guys been? A little under the weather. I cut the grass. Did some gardening. Had to lay down some mulch. Had to do some patch seeding, you know, like the dog piss spots in the grass. So took a little nap and woke up a little congested. So just bear with me. So there was a lot of people at that weigh-in. And I have watched all of the Fight Week events. I watched the Grand Arrivals. I watched the press conference. I watched the weigh-in from the bed. And I'm excited. I do admit. I'm a little excited. Well, not a little excited. I'm a lot excited. First, some important information. It's going to start earlier than the average Showtime pay-per-view. Normally, they start at 9 p.m. Eastern. This one's going to start at 8. So the ring walk is supposed to be at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. That's pretty damn good. Here, let me make sure I'm right here. Let me look it up. I'm pretty sure. I know the pay-per-view is going to start an hour earlier, so the main event is going to be earlier, but I want to make sure that I had the ring walk time right. Right now, it is 7:56 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so the card's going to be starting. The pay-per-view portion, the $84.95 portion, is going to be starting in just a little over 24 hours, like 24 hours and 3 minutes. So, ring walk, yes, for the main event, approximately 10:30 or so. That's early. I like that. We need this to be the norm, you know, because sometimes, man, like, especially with UFC, you got to be up till fucking 12 something in the morning to watch a main event. Now, me, let me tell you something. Is this a safe space? Is this a safe space? I got to be honest with you. I'm kind of like a nerd, tech geek. So if I didn't work in boxing, I would be a degenerate just like you. I would be illegally streaming this shit with my VPN. My VPN is on right now. But because it's not like the olden times, meaning the olden times, like remember the olden days back in like the late 2000s, 2010s, you know, you used to be able to find the fights. You'd be like, you know what? I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to go do some other shit. I'm going to go get some sex, go have some drinks, go get something to eat, and I'm going to watch the fight on YouTube or Daily Motion, or somebody's going to upload it somewhere. It's not like that no more. So you take a huge risk when you illegally stream, because once that stream is over, you can't find that fight nowhere. You may be lucky to find it on YouTube, but if it's an ESPN fight, a Showtime fight, and I know, a Showtime fight or a DAZN fight, you're not finding that shit on YouTube, Jack. It may be on YouTube for maybe a few hours after the fight, but that next Sunday morning, you ain't gonna find it. So I can't complain because I'm gonna make money off the fight. Let's be honest here. The weekends are my bread and butter. You see what I'm saying? Like, I do some crazy damage on YouTube on the weekends. Weekday shit, you know, but you know, tomorrow, for example, since I'm broke as shit, I think I'm going to stream tomorrow night. I'm meaning that I'm going to stream during the fight. I rarely do this. And I'm the only channel on YouTube that when I stream during the fights, we do peek-ins, like NFL Red Zone. You know, we'll go peek-in rounds. I'll show you little highlights, clips here and there. You know what I'm saying? But my love and my passion for the sport, I'm still a little jaded. You see what I'm saying? I love the sport. But sometimes, man, like boxing be pissing me the fuck off. But with this fight, I have to be honest, the hungerness, the passion, it's kind of back. The undercard is shitty. The undercard is so shitty. However, the David Morrell, the chief support, I'm not going to call it a co-main event. The fight before the main event between David Morrell and Esquiva Falcoa, I like that fight. I do. Before, it was David Morrell versus some dude from Ghana. I didn't know who the fuck dude was. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was like, you know what? This is some bullshit. This is a stay busy fight for David Morrell so he can get his payday against David Benavidez, because that's what's coming next. David Benavidez versus David Morrell. But the Falco fight is better. Let's go take a gander at the undercard. Then we're going to go recap the weigh-in. And also the press conference. We're going to show you some clips from the final press conference between Leonard Ellerbe and Oscar De La Hoya. Oh, my gosh. It's a lot of cussing. It's a lot of cussing. When does the card start UK time? I don't know, man. Motherfucking dark t-shirt. Come on, man. I'm not your TV guide. You know, shit. Let me see. If it starts now, what time is it in the UK? 5 hours. So shit gonna be starting like 1 o'clock in the morning, bro. Some shit like that. Or like midnight or something. I don't know, man. I'm not your TV guy. So here is the pay-per-view portion. The pay-per-view is going to open up with Elijah Garcia versus Kevin Zambrano. Who did he fight? I've covered him before. Was it Charlo? I've covered him before, but I can't remember who he fought. No, I haven't covered him before. Thought I did, but I haven't. Well, anyway, this fight, honestly, Elijah Garcia, this is opening up the pay-per-view at 8 p.m. Eastern. Elijah Garcia versus Kevin Salgado. Let me tell you something. The people don't give a fuck about this fight. I don't care about this fight. Bektemir Melikuziev versus Gabriel Rosado 2. If you remember their first fight, that was during COVID, right? When Gabriel Rosado was losing, and it was only 3 rounds, but he knocked out Beck the Bully, that's his alias, and left him ass up face down. That was back in 2021. This fight does have, I am interested. I like this fight. David Morrell versus Falco. I like this fight as well. I'm not saying that they're like A quality fights or B quality fights, but these are some, they have interests. How many hours from now? God damn it. What is wrong with you guys? The card is literally starting 24 hours from now on pay-per-view. So basically, if you were to watch a US pay-per-view, the main event is going to be starting about an hour or so early. It's an early start time. Normally, pay-per-views here in the States start at about 9 p.m. This one's starting at 8 p.m. So they're starting the main event earlier because they want more reach. And then you have Gervonta Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia. Let's go recap the weigh-in. By the way, it's taboo to talk about, but Ryan been looking fucked up. I mean, he made the weight 135 and a half. The catch weight is 136 pounds. There's a rehydration clause of 10 pounds. 11 a.m. Pacific time, they have to weigh in again tomorrow. So, here's the thing. There's been a lot of talk about the rehydration clause and the weight and everything. I'm not a fan of it. But at the end of the day, Ryan Garcia signed the contract. So don't bitch to me. You signed the contract. By the way, another funny story. This was about 4 years ago. I forgot what fight it was, but Ryan Garcia Pop was bullshitting around in my comments. So every now and then, it's rare, but every now and then you'll get like one of the fighters or one of their family members come in, chatting shit on my channel. They'd be like in the comments and I confirmed. I was like, yeah, oh shit, it's really him. You know, but it's like, listen, I like Ryan Garcia. You know, well-spoken kid, you know, got some charisma. He's got his Instagram followers that everyone's keep fucking talking about. But I just think that, you know, Tank Davis is just higher ring IQ. I'm not counting Ryan Garcia out at all. Because let's be honest, Leo Santa Cruz and Rolly Romero was laying some hands on Tank, bro. And one day that's going to catch up with Tank. He has a high ring IQ. And when he figures you out, Mario Barrios as well. When he figures you out, he going to beat you. But how long is that going to carry him? Now, one of the main reasons why I'm picking Tank Davis to beat Ryan Garcia is because I'm not confident Ryan Garcia can beat Mario Barrios. That's where it stops. Everybody else on Tank Davis's resume, I say Ryan Garcia can beat. Well, maybe not Eastside Cruz, but Mario Barrios is where it stops. I'm buying through Showtime. I'm not giving DAZN my money. DAZN's been on my shit list for a long time. I'm buying through Showtime because at least I know I have it on my DVR. When you buy from DAZN, it's behind their paywall, and I don't trust them. They're scandalous. But let's go back and recap the weigh-in. We're going to start with David Morrell versus Falco, and then go from there. Take your time out, like the video, subscribe. Remember, tomorrow, we're going to be here providing full coverage for this card. I'm going to be here covering 3 fights on the card. So basically, here's the fights I'm going to be covering. There's going to be a post-fight video for Beck the Bully versus Rosado, David Morrell versus Falco, and Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia. I may be streaming during the main event, and then we're also going to be here during the post-fight press conference. So yeah, we're going to be here. There's going to be a lot of content. It's going to be a lot of content. So let's go back and watch the weigh-ins. But we're not going to watch the first one. We're going to go back to Bektemir and Gabriel Rosado. And we're going to go from there. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. And let's do a little Q&A. Any questions you have, we're going to answer it. Also, I want to know what your thoughts are on what the pay-per-view is going to do in pay-per-view buys.
Once again, we're going to bring our fighters up. Oh, there he is. He might even sing for us. I don't know. Let's bring our fighters to the stage at this time. Our second.
I confirmed it's not $60 on the zone. It's $84.95 on the zone as well, but you get a free month of the zone. Now, if you have the zone, then you'll be paying $60, but either way, you're still paying $80 because you're getting, you know, an extra, you're paying for the zone. So no, the price is still the same.
Pay-per-view attraction. First, please welcome, fighting out of Indio, California by way of Uzbekistan. He is Olympic silver medalist, a distinguished professional at this time, seeking his revenge in this rematch. Please welcome to the stage, Bektemir Melikuziev.
Had to mute that.
And now we invite to the stage his opponent in this 10-round rematch, fighting out of Los Angeles by way of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the exciting two-time world title challenger, King Gabriel Rosado. All right, fans, let's bring our fighters to the scale at this time. Super middleweights in a rematch attraction scheduled for 10 rounds of boxing. First to the scale with a record of 11-1 with 9 knockouts, making his Showtime debut and seeking revenge tomorrow night. Once again, please welcome Bektemir Melikuziev.
Back.
167.25 pounds, 167.25 pounds for Bektemir Melikuziev. And now his opponent, veteran of 43 professional bouts. Having faced 8 world champions in his career, here is the accomplished, battle-ready contender, King Gabriel Rosado. 167.25 pounds, 167.25, the same as his opponent for King Gabriel Rosado.
Is it accurate to say that Gabe Rosado is the Derek Chisora of 154, 160, and 168? But Derek Chisora makes more money, though, and he's like, you know, no matter what, people still want to watch him. I had to turn that down. But I like this fight. I think that Beck the Bully is going to win. And he's going to box very carefully so he don't get his ass knocked out again. Because his ass was way up in the air. Bent straight over the barrel. The card starts 28 hours from now. No, this card starts 24 hours. The main event is about in 23 and a half hours. No, fucking 27 and a half hours. My bad. All right, these motherfuckers need to hurry up and face off. I'm getting sick of their shit.
Behind the line, no section. Just get it through, okay? Hey, back up, guys. Back up a little bit. Fellas, on the line. Back up a little bit, back up. Go, Cap. Let's go, Cap. Back up.
My bad, I gotta mute that.
And don't miss this rematch with the super middleweight division, King Gabriel Rosado, Bektemir Melikuziev, 10 rounds of boxing. It promises to be an exciting showdown.
Hold on, let's mute that. But yeah, I like this fight. By the way, look at that crowd.
And let's bring our fighters.
A lot of buzz in Vegas for this.
The WBA Super Middleweight Championship of the World. Weight limit is 168 pounds. First to the scale is the challenger, ranked the number 6 contender, making his first attempt at a world title and his Showtime debut. Here is Yamaguchi Falcoa. 166.5 pounds, 166.5 pounds for the challenger, Yamaguchi Falcoa. And now the defending champion, with a record of 8 wins, no losses, 7 wins, coming by way of knockout, making his Las Vegas debut and the 5th defense of his title. Here is the WBA Super Middleweight Champion of the World, David Morrell Jr.
Y'all think he can beat David Benavidez? Be honest.
167 3/4 pounds, 167 3/4 pounds for the champion.
Y'all think he can beat David Benavidez? I'm not so confident. Big J will be back next week. I talk to him tomorrow morning. We got a lot of Australian boxing content coming. By the way, I like the beard on Leonard Ellaby and make him look like less of a pervert. I'm cool with it. Let's fast forward to the main event weigh-in.
And now we invite to the stage the young undefeated star of boxing from Baltimore, Maryland. Here is the 5-time 3-division champion of the world, Gervonta Tank Davis.
BJ Flores got shot? Damn, I hope he's all right.
All right, fans, here we go. Let's bring our fighters to the scale at this time. Catch weight, 136 pounds, super fight. First to the scale with a record of 23 wins, no losses. He has 19 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the undefeated, hard-hitting, popular sensation of boxing, King Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia weighs in at 135.5 pounds. 135.5 pounds for King Ryan Garcia. And now to the scale with a record of 28 wins, no losses, 26 big wins coming by way of knockout. Here's the popular hard-hitting star of boxing and the 3-division champion of the world, Gervonta Tank Davis.
135.1. Honestly, this is the best and not like dried out Tank has ever looked. I mean, obviously he looks dry right there, but what I'm saying is this is the best he's looked at a weigh-in, like for real, for real. Remember, I've watched all of them. You know, he's never looked this comfortable. Or I can't remember the last time he did look this comfortable.
35 pounds. 135.1 is official. 135 pounds is what we're calling it.
Yeah, that is crazy that they made the catch weight 136. I'm guessing that they was like, you know what, just in case Tank, you know, make weight, we're gonna get an extra pound. But he weighed in at 135.1. Remember, he's got braids. You know, he didn't have to get butt ass naked. You know, and he made the weight. The fight could have been at 135. So Ryan Garcia said first he was offered the fight at 138 pounds. Then they said, nah, 136. You know, and last year he has swore off 135, saying he was going to be fighting at 140. But, you know, A-side shit, you know, just like De La Hoya had to go down to what? What was the Manny Pacquiao fight? Was that 145 or was it 147? And then he made Floyd come up to 154. See, I don't give too much weight to a fighter having to move up than coming down. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, when they say, well, Oscar made Floyd come up to 154, I get that because Floyd, pretty much his run between 135 all the way up to 154, that was pretty quick. But, you know, it's difficult for a fighter to lose weight than to gain weight, in my opinion. You know, so, but A-side shit. And Ryan Garcia signed the contract. So once again, don't bitch to me about like, well, you know, he's trying to drain me and the rehydration clause. There's a 10-pound rehydration clause. So tomorrow, 11 a.m. Pacific time, Ryan Garcia can weigh no more than 146 pounds. So they really like put the clauses on his ass. And personally, I think it's more his team than him. Al Heyman is known for that. Like making sure his fighters have every single possible edge in the fight possible. How do Joe Goosen be wearing all this hot ass denim in Vegas? Like, bro, like jean jackets be kind of heavy. You see what I'm saying? That denim ain't no joke in some heat. By the way, watch Jane. Jane is the woman in the green. Watch her in the green dress. She don't know what the fuck to do. Mike Tyson is being credited for being an influence in making the fight because both of the fighters, Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia, on the Mike Tyson Hot Boxing podcast, pretty much talked about the fight and said they were going to fight each other. So they've been just throwing Mike Tyson out there, you know, just for publicity.
There they are, ladies and gentlemen. Don't miss the action. It's the main event of the evening. 136-pound catchweight super fight. Gervonta Tank Davis versus King Ryan Garcia. And now we're going to get a chance to hear from our fighters. And to lead us in this interview, Q&A time, renowned combat sports journalist Ariel Helwani. Ariel, take it away.
Jimmy, thank you very much. Ryan, just a couple minutes with you here, a couple seconds. Much was made of the weigh-ins. How was the cut for you?
I feel good right now. I had breakfast in the morning, so I feel strong.
What happened up there?
I don't really.
By the way, maybe it's just me, but if somebody says they had breakfast in the morning, I'm expecting for them to have, like, take the carbs out. Maybe some bacon or, you know, if you're Islamic, turkey bacon, you know, maybe some eggs, you know, some grits, maybe some rye toast. But he had granola and almond milk and some berries and shit. To me, it's like if you say you had breakfast and you're a fighter, it's like, motherfucker, there ain't no motherfucking breakfast. You try to make it seem like, oh, well, you eating regular. You had granola, my man. Here, you want to see his breakfast? I'll show you. I'm going to pull up on Twitter. That's why I had breakfast this morning like he was feasting. He was hungry as shit. Here, let me see. Ryan Garcia breakfast. Like, bro. Like, they didn't know motherfucking... Look, this shit ain't... This shit to me... You know, that ain't no breakfast to me. Like, you had some granola and some berries, bro. You know, I'm not trying to eat some. I had breakfast this morning. Like, I'm not trying to hear that shit.
Really know, to be honest. I think him and Bernard started getting into it, and then it just became something crazy. But I was focused. I'm staying focused. I'm ready to do my job.
Last thing, can you describe your mindset 24 hours before the biggest fight of your life? What is going on in your mind right now?
I'm just ready to eat now. I'm ready to eat. I'm focused. I don't got much to say. My focus now is just on Gervonta Davis. That's why I kept looking at him. I'm ready to destroy him. That's it.
Thank you, Ryan. Good luck. Make some noise for Ryan Garcia, everyone. All right. Being joined now by Tank Davis. Tank, appreciate the time. What happened up there with Bernard Hopkins?
Talk about somebody he about that life, man. Nobody not worrying about his old ass. He need to sit back and let the youngest do it.
Gigantic fight. Look at all these people out here for both you and Ryan. When you see something like this, a scene like this, outdoors, I'm sure this is what you dream of. How does this make you feel?
It just made me excited, man. Made me want to go out there and put on a great performance in front of the beautiful fans and things like that and get the job done.
Last thing, what's the official prediction? 24 hours away. How do you win the fight on Saturday night?
Punishment, knockout. It's going to be crazy. Don't blink your eye. Don't get no popcorn. Don't get no drink. None of that. Make sure y'all focus. Focus on the fight because it's going to be a credible fight.
Thank you very much. Good luck, Tank.
So once again, the final time. It's going to be an 8 p.m. start time, Eastern Standard Time. Now, how that affects everyone around the world is it's an hour earlier than the normal pay-per-view. So if you watched a Fury versus Wilder, a Tank Davis versus Hector Garcia, a David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant, the pay-per-view card is going to be starting an hour earlier. So the ring walk would normally be 11:30 p.m. Eastern, give or take. This time, it's 10:30 p.m. Eastern. So it's an hour earlier. So what I want to do is I want to go check out the some clips from the press conference because it was hilarious. But before we get to that, how do you feel about the pay-per-view buys? Now, me personally, here's the thing, right? Boxing broadcasters, especially over the last 5 years, they've been notoriously overshooting shit. For example, Oscar De La Hoya says that this pay-per-view can do 2 million pay-per-view buys. He said that on the Ariel Helwani show. I watched the interview live. I don't think so. The last biggest pay-per-view was when Canelo fought Caleb Plant back in November of 2021. That was $74.95, and it did about 800 or so thousand pay-per-view buys. This card is going to be broadcast here in the States. We're talking about not international numbers. We're talking about stateside numbers. The last pay-per-view to crack officially over 1 million pay-per-view buys here in the States was Mayweather-McGregor. No, excuse me, Mayweather-Logan Paul. But that was at a reduced price. The last fight that wasn't at a reduced price to crack over 1 million pay-per-view buys was it Canelo versus Golovkin 2? Canelo versus Golovkin 2, like 1.15 million pay-per-view buys or something like that. To not confuse myself and to get too long-winded, this is a big fight. It's a good fight. If this was in 2005, maybe even 2010, maybe 1 million pay-per-view buys. I'm going to say 700,000. Steven Espinoza, the president of Showtime Sports, even said himself that 800,000 buys is the new 1 million pay-per-view buys. I'm thinking 600, 700. Now, Tank, he's been around 150 to about 275 or so. Same thing with Errol Spence. About him and Errol Spence are kind of neck and neck with pay-per-view buys on, on the PPC platforms. Between like 175, to like 250, 350 or so, give or take. But Tank's last couple of pay-per-views have been somewhat known to be kind of floppish. Well, 2 of the last 3. The Rolly Romero fight, from my understanding, did pretty good. The Eastside Cruz fight, not so much. That was originally supposed to be Rolly. But Rolly with the, his legal issues he had going on. But pay-per-views in the States haven't been going well. Now, we're not talking about international buys. We're talking about American pay-per-view buys. Those are the buys that fighters brag about. Lately, especially with Eddie Hearn, they've been like, oh, well, the fight did 800,000 pay-per-view buys. But it'd be like they mix in global shit. You see what I'm saying? So to stay on topic, I'm looking at some things, and me being on YouTube as long as I've been on YouTube, you can kind of see and predict like the buzz of a fight. For example, I'm on the Showtime page here, and the content for this fight is not doing too well. The social media content, if you get what I'm saying. You can kind of gauge, like how well a fight's going to do, judging by like the pay-per-view buys. For example, All Access, Mayweather versus McGregor, 63 million views. Inside Mayweather Pacquiao, 14 million views. That's like, their last All Access episode. I'm not getting that with this fight. I do think this fight's going to be successful regarding 500,000 pay-per-view buys, but we don't know what Showtime and the Zone's number is. I personally feel my prediction, 650K. Stateside pay-per-view buys. Now, streaming is a motherfucker. Let me tell you something. Streaming, illegal streaming, piracy, it's too easy. It's too easy. Even though you may have to deal with some lag, even though you may have to click boxes off or, whatever you guys have to do these days, like, it's too easy. And people be broke. $85 is a tough task. And there's a good chance that people who are not having a fight party or are watching the fight in their home, they're not going to be paying for this shit. They're going to be streaming that shit. I don't know. So as far as the undercard is concerned, I'm giving this undercard the main pay-per-view card is going to start at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's 8:32 p.m. Eastern here now. Just, it's a beautiful Friday night here. Elijah Garcia versus Kevin Salgado. Bektemir versus Gabriel Rosado 2. David Morrell versus David Morrell versus Yamaguchi Falco. Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia. So these three fights right here: Morrell versus Falco, Bektemir versus Gabriel Rosado, Elijah Garcia versus Salgado. That right there, I'm giving that pay-per-view undercard a C. A plus and minus scale too. Not a C minus. That's too close to a D. Not a C plus, because that's too close to a B minus. I'm giving this undercard a C. Like, that undercard is a Fox Sports 1 type of, like, nah. But then again, this undercard could possibly be its own Showtime card off pay-per-view, but I'm not feeling this undercard at all. But I knew that with the main event having to have two promoters and two networks, broadcasters, come together, I said this undercard is going to be shit. I already knew that. Let's go check out this press conference. Leonard Ellaby was on some shit. Let's go check out this press conference. I want to, we're going to just skim through it because I didn't get a chance to do it yesterday with you guys. We're going to skim through it because Oscar De La Hoya was taking some shots. By the way, another thing I don't like about Showtime is they talk about throughout the week about how, Ryan Garcia has this young audience. Tank Davis has this strong urban audience, but yet they're still appealing to old people. We don't want to see motherfucking Steven Jackson. We don't want to see motherfucking Rachel Nichols. Like, bro, like, they be really out of touch with some of this shit. Here, let me, I want you to listen to Oscar.
Point, and of course, we will be producing our Emmy.
Hey, I'm not doing this for my health. Take your time out, like the video, subscribe. We're going to be here tomorrow night, full coverage for this event. We're going to be here for the post-fight press conference as well, streaming. So the least you can do is like the goddamn video. Come on, man. Help a brother out. But I want you to listen to Oscar.
Award-winning epilogue as well. Showtime has a history of long history, nearly 40 years.
Next to the podium, Boxing Hall of Famer. He's the president, CEO, Golden Boy Promotions. He's the Golden Boy himself, Mr. Oscar De La Hoya.
Oscar did have a fishnet shirt on today, too. He trolling.
Thank you to the media for being here. I truly believe that the winner of this fight will be the new king of the sport, and I'm happy that you're all here to see it. As someone who spent most of his early life in the ring, I know firsthand what it takes to compete at the highest level. And this is the highest level. I look at Ryan, and I know he's ready. I look at Ryan's team, and they know he's ready. I look at Tank, and he looks ready. But when I look at Tank...
Yo, shut up. Oscar ain't have on no gown. It was a see-through Dolce & Gabbana shirt. Don't play like that, man. Come on, man. Wasn't no damn gown. Like I said, a gown.
I know firsthand what it takes to compete at the highest level. And this is the highest level. I look at Ryan, and I know he's ready. I look at Ryan's team, and they know he's ready. I look at Tank, and he looks ready. But when I look at Tank's team's actions throughout the whole promotion, I am left to wonder, do they really think this guy is ready? Catch weights and rehydration clauses, late afternoon weigh-ins, all of these small petty requirements points to a team that looks to protect their fighter. And why would they protect their fighter unless they don't think maybe he's not ready for this moment? I really believe that Tank's team is worried he's going to lose. And when you're a fighter, nothing feels worse than your team not believing in you. And then you look at Ryan, who was so hungry, so willing, so ready for this stage, that he simply said yes to every request, no matter what it was. That is a confident fighter.
Y'all see Ryan? Ryan hungry as shit.
That is a fighter whose team has his back. That is a fighter who is ready. And it's why you're going to see Ryan come out as the new face of boxing on Saturday night. Thank you.
So Oscar had that whole prepared mind game statement, but watch how Leonard Ellaby starts slaughtering him. Where you at, Leonard? Leonard was crazy with it. And he gonna get even worse.
Here we go. Let's get this going.
Just talking the truth.
Coming to the podium now is a man who, listen, he comes up. He may have switched up his look a little bit. His swag is still the same. He's the CEO, Mayweather Promotions, Mr. Leonard Ellaby.
Thank you. The talk is done. It's go time this Saturday. Biggest fight in boxing. And Oscar, those comments you make, first off, we believe in Tank 1,000%. 1,000%. So when it comes to you, you have no room to talk about anything. We've been the A side in this situation, and that's how the A side carries itself. Okay?
By rehydrating a fighter?
Like I said, like I said, you've been asleep under the fucking wheel for many, many years.
I'm here, baby.
That's exactly why we took all your fucking fighters, and Floyd beat them all, while you've been asleep under the fucking wheel.
Oh, Lord.
Okay? And it's going to be no different this Saturday night.
Okay.
Tank Davis by KO, like I've been saying, and it might be early. Thank you.
Shit. So you know, I'm going to be careful here because Oscar De La Hoya, put it this way, Oscar De La Hoya is my favorite fighter of all time. I grew up watching Oscar De La Hoya fights. Chavez, Pernell Whitaker, like I grew up watching that shit. Getting that gif over Felix Sturm. I watched them shits, bro. Getting body beat by Bernard Hopkins. I watched them. Robbery, Shane Mosley. Mayweather ducked a rematch. But Oscar's been known to be a freaky vato. You know, ice dildos and shit. Like, not even joking. So let's listen to both of the fighters here. And then I want you to listen to what Leonard Ellaby had to say after the press conference. But Ryan made the weight. He was looking, you know, hungry and shit and gaunt, but he made the weight.
What an honor to be here. This is a dream come true. I'm seeing my face.
Y'all want to know a crazy ass story? Oscar De La Hoya's got a son. I used to talk to Oscar De La Hoya baby mom every single day. No bullshit. Angelique McQueen. She actually is a friend of mine, believe it or not. Like, crazy ass story. This was back in the early. I used to talk to her every day. I'm not even shitting you. The shit. Let me shut up.
On the big screens at MGM. This is what I dreamed of since I was a little boy. And now I'm here, so I'm very happy. I'm very excited. I don't have much to say, really. Nothing's really in my mind other than staying focused, preparing for today. I know that there's a big task at hand, but I know I'm going to come out victorious. Thank you, Jesus Christ, for all that he's done for me in my life. That's why I'm here today. And I'm ready to do what I do. Like you said, we do what we do. Well, I'm ready to do what I do. And I'm going to end him. I promise that. It's over. That's all I got to say.
Joe Goosen.
That's glazing at this
Same
point.
question to you. Tell us why King Ryan Garcia is going to win Saturday night.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to divulge.
Hold on, I want you to listen to LRB. Well, let's watch the face-off first. This one. Let's watch this one first.
Thank you. He's good, Joe. Good, Joe. Scared?
You look drained. You look drained. You look drained. You look real drained.
I'm not drained.
You look drained.
I'm not drained.
You look small now.
Yeah.
Man, you small now.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I feel it now. You ain't big at all.
Yeah. You got
You
that
ain't big at all.
You got that weak ass.
You ain't big at all.
You got that
Don't
weak
like
ass.
it? Why don't you like it? You
It's
look
trash.
good. You look good.
It's trash.
You look good, man.
Appreciate it. You gonna look
You
good
look
right on
good.
the ground.
Oh, you gonna look good with that jaw broke. I promise you that.
I'm gonna break your jaw. Look how small.
I think
look at it.
that's big. I got a bigger target. If it's small, you ain't got a target. Think about
You got no
it.
defense. You don't have no defense. No defense, brother.
And you're delusional of your defense.
Cameras up top and the back.
My defense way better than yours,
You're
nigga.
gonna see.
Hey
You're gonna
guys, right
see.
down here in the front now, the third row.
We shall see.
Tank right here in the third row. Right here, guys. Right down here. Right here, guys. Right in the middle, third row, guys.
Don't you come in here with that spam and shit. Get him.
His ass kicked. King Ryan gonna get his ass kicked. He's the one that's the distraction right there. Your brother, right there. Yeah. I'll put you to sleep for sure. That's the advisor right there, right? That's the advisor right there? Oh, yeah, that's the one be calling out, huh?
We're good, guys.
That's the one to be calling out. Yeah. I'm not even talking to you. Shut up.
All right, we're going to do our interviews now, guys.
All right, thanks, guys. Thanks, Ryan. Thank you, everybody.
Hold on, let me find an LRB piece. Oh, he was going crazy on Oscar. Let me find it right here. There we go. Listen to, okay, so viewer discretion advised. There's going to be a lot of cuss words, a lot of cussing. So, you know, I understand it's a Friday night, 8:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The kids are up late, but, you know, put the kids away because we're about to get controversial in this last 15 minutes.
Against Tank Davis, who not just brings the knockout power, but doesn't get the respect. I say that all the time with his IQ, his boxing skill, among the pound-for-pound best in the game today. And a fella who's been there along the way of this journey in building Tank Davis, the CEO of Mayweather Promotions, Leonard Ellerbe, has slid in next to us. Leonard, before we get to the fireworks that were on that stage, your rebrand has been pretty damn impressive from this style of swag. Okay, I mean, I've seen a few Uncle Phil jokes online, but as we talk about, Uncle Phil kicked that ass. No, the Oscar got to be careful.
All day, all day. We built different over here.
Yeah,
you know, it's like you ain't gonna talk that slick talk to any of us.
Right.
Well, let's start right there. You took umbrage with Oscar saying the rehydration clause, the catch weight, that your team is scared. How do you address that statement?
First off, he's a fucking clown. Let's start with
no
that.
Filter. I love it.
Let's start with that. Is this fucking clown again, I know why. I know why, because it's the shit he's been doing all these years that's got his brain fucked up. Okay? For starters. Is he forgetting that he made Floyd Mayweather fight at 154? And Floyd had never fought at that weight class before? And then he fucking shrunk down to fight Manny Pacquiao. Does that make any sense? Based upon the comments that he just made?
Oscar fools around with hyperbole once in a while, right?
Yeah, but I ain't the one to play with. I ain't the one to play with. I ain't the one. And listen, and this is the one fight, and anybody who know me, I've always said the one fight that I'm glad that Floyd beat his ass. That was the most important fight in his career. And I tell Floyd that all the time.
Now, let me know what you guys think. Floyd won the fight clearly, 116, 112 type shit. But I can't say that Floyd beat Mayweather. I mean, I can't say that Floyd beat Oscar's ass. I mean, he won the fight, but it wasn't like Oscar was never hurt or, you know, like Floyd won clearly, but he didn't beat his ass. Like, you know, that's just, you know, I'm just saying my opinion. You guys let me know.
Like Manny Pacquiao. Does that make any sense? Based upon the comments that he just made?
Oscar fools around with hyperbole once in a while, right?
Yeah, but I ain't the one to play with. I ain't the one to play with. I ain't the one. And listen, and this is the one fight, and anybody who know me, I've always said the one fight that I'm glad that Floyd beat his ass. That was the most important fight in his career. And I tell Floyd that all the time. All the time.
He handed the pay-per-view baton as the face of the sport.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, because it's like he's the one guy, still to this day. Both of us, we don't like that motherfucker.
I
haven't noticed.
Leonard,
yeah, we play the role. Business is business, but at the end of the day, we don't like that motherfucker.
Can you tell me this? We saw the exchange up there, but like behind the stage, behind the scenes, any words exchanged between you and Oscar?
No.
Nothing.
When? Just then?
Yeah. No handshake.
No compliment on his swag. No undershirt for Oscar.
Listen,
you like that fit?
Again, we feel the same way we feel over here. It's like this dude's a clown. Again, check this out. We paid him a few pennies to do some work, and the whole time we pimped his ass the whole time.
That's cold.
We took each and every one of his fighters and who he thought was his fighters, and we beat him one. When I say we, meaning Floyd, beat him one by one by one by one.
Walk through them all.
Walked through them all while he was asleep under the wheel. And he looks up, and the fighters who he thought were his fighters, they on this side with us. Because he's been asleep under the wheel the whole time.
All right, so let me give you some backstory. I believe my memory's kind of shot, but it was around the time when Mayweather fought Canelo. I'm pretty sure it was a week or two before the fight. Richard Schaefer found Oscar De La Hoya in a certain type of way. From my understanding, is that that's when Al Heyman, this was before PBC. Oscar and Golden Boy was supposed to be a part of PBC at one point in time. Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy Promotions were the promoter of Mayweather. Mayweather Promotions was just a name. Like they didn't have the infrastructure to promote. So Showtime and Richard Schaefer, who was tight with Al Heyman at the time, they were like, yo, that's it. Like, he can't, he can't carry us. So they tried to buy Golden Boy from Oscar. Oscar was in rehab. Now, mind you, there was a quiet, rumored scandal going on where I believe it was a stripper or a lady of the night that allegedly, follow me, shit's gonna get wild. Now, this is when I was really in my deep media, like investigative journalist bag. And you can confirm this story. I'm not just bullshitting you. Oscar allegedly was getting, you following me? Have you heard that? And with what Richard Schaefer, Al Heyman, Showtime, and before we didn't know it was PBC, Heyman Boxing was trying to do, we was like, they were like, we can't have him as the face of this organization when he's getting, up the ass, So while Oscar was in rehab, his fighters were being poached from him. Then he came out of rehab and they were trying to buy like Golden Boy Promotion. He's like, I'm the Golden Boy. What's the Golden Boy without me? You see what I'm saying? Like, it was a big story at the time. It was big. Anyway, listen to me. If I'm lying, I'm fucking flying. Now, this is when I was hungry, really hungry in media. So I had sources and shit. It was a long time ago. But anyway, they were like, we're trying to take over boxing. We got these network deals with NBC, CBS, ESPN, Spike TV, and we can't have him as the face when, all right, cool. We already, know he was dressing up like a bitch. With the cross-dressing shit, with the shit on, you know what I'm saying? And then this other scandal came up around the biggest fight on pay-per-view at the time, Mayweather versus Canelo, and you do this shit again. So Richard Schaefer and Al Heyman was fed up with him. They're like, we can't, we're trying to make this money and you want some, but the point I'm trying to rewind it back though, because you can tell Leonard Ellaby want to say something, but he not. I'm gonna rewind it back a little bit.
Beat his ass. That was the most important fight in his career. And I tell Floyd that all the time. Mm-hmm. All the time.
He handed the pay-per-view baton as the face of the sport.
Thanks for the super chat, Rick. Everything Mario said about De La Hoya was true, LOL. Listen, I've learned some shit that I wish I never knew. I wish I never knew.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, because it's he's the one guy, still to this day. Both of us, we don't like that motherfucker.
And I loved it. Leonard,
yeah, we play the role. Business is business, but at the end of the day, we don't like that motherfucker.
Yes, can you tell me this? We saw the exchange up there, but behind the stage, behind the scenes, any words exchanged between you and Oscar?
No.
Nothing.
When? Just then?
Yeah. No handshake.
No compliment on his swag. No undershirt for Oscar.
Listen, again, we feel the same way we feel over here. It's like this dude's a clown. Again, check this out. We paid him a few pennies to do some work, and the whole time we pimped his ass the whole time.
That's cold.
We took each and every one of his fighters and who he thought was his fighters, and we beat him one. When I say we, meaning Floyd, beat him one by one by one by one.
Walked through them all.
While he was asleep under the wheel. And he looks up, and the fighters who he thought were his fighters, they on this side with us.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's been asleep under the wheel the whole time. Hey. Don't talk that slick shit to me. Oh, here, promotion is the promotion, and but all that. No, bro, we don't get down like that over here.
Could you correct the thing? We thought the narrative ahead of Gervonta's last fight when he took out unbeaten Hector Luis Garcia was he's stepping out from the Mayweather Promotions shadow. You're back up on the stage. Everything looks great. Was that overblown? Obviously, correct?
We're family. We're family.
That's right.
Sometimes family have disagreements, but we don't have no disagreements over here. It's business, and we're also family at the end of the day, and there's nothing but love over here. And Tank know how
What's
it's
up,
been
PR?
and how it's always going to be. It's like
he's growing up too.
Yes, he's definitely mature. And me being an older guy, I can appreciate that, and I tell him that all the time, is that he's a good father. And, you know, over the last couple of years, you can see the difference. You see the difference in how he's matured.
Well, experience is the best teacher.
Yes,
if you want to be at the top of the game, you want to master boxing, who else to learn from you and Floyd? So I get it. You know, experience is the best teacher.
And see, at the end of the day, you know, he understands that fighting at this level, what it's all about, you know, and when you have experienced people who've been there, from the business side and Floyd in the ring, you know, it's like you got the best team in all of boxing. And you combine that with Al, there's no stopping.
Can't lose.
Would it be true to say Ryan Garcia deserves the most credit for this fight being made?
No. He just.
Watch out.
No. That's my guy right here. No. And again, it's like, and it's never anything personal with the fighters. It's that Ryan, he did a wonderful job. He did a wonderful job of stepping up and making this happen, because you've heard me say this throughout the promotion, that if it was up to Oscar, this shit wouldn't be happening. It would not be happening.
How do you know that for sure?
Because I know that for a fact.
Has he said it to you?
Ariel wants receipts, Leonard. Sorry.
Is there a text message? Is there a voicemail?
Listen, trust me on this. He didn't want this fight.
Didn't want it.
Because if he wanted this fight, why would you be trying to do everything to make it go away? The whole time before the deal was even signed, he's sitting up there, he's shooting shots. So that's the quickest way to, and it's understood. It's like, you ain't trying to make nothing happen, because if me and you trying to make a deal,
last thing I'm gonna do is sabotage you.
And why would I be sitting here saying disrespectful things about you?
Since we're speaking about receipts, do you mind spilling the tea for us? Who's this mole that you keep mentioning? What's his name? What's his identity?
That's one thing about me we don't do. You know,
there is really a person. You have a spy in his camp.
Listen, we do this. We don't play this. We do this.
hey, snitches get stitches.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm just looking for the identity.
We know everything that the young man has been doing. I can tell you how many miles he's ran.
Come on.
Yeah, we know everything.
Now, was this brought to you?
At the end of the day, him and Tank got to get in there and handle the business.
That's right.
You know what I mean? It's the two fighters. It's not about me. It's not about Oscar. It's not about nobody else. But the two fighters get in there. But I'm just saying, it's our job to put our young guy in the best situation to be succsuccessful.
Right.
Well, Leonard,
Tank's earned the right to be the A side. It's like, that's why I was just shocked that he said that. It's like, this dude is the same dude that made Floyd go up in weight, gave him them big ass gloves, and said everything to put us at a disadvantage. We took less money because he was the guy and all that, but we were just we tricked his ass actually to get in the ring. Let's start with that. let's start with that.
So let's talk about this, because actually I was thinking about this when I was watching the press conference yesterday, is that Ariel Helwani is a breath of fresh air in boxing, because you have a lot of media in boxing that don't like asking tough questions, and boxing fans and media are not used to media asking tough questions. I've been there at one point, and I've seen other media members at one point to where you ask something that other media are afraid to ask. You know, so I'm with it. Like, you know, like, ask what you want to ask. We're not there. Media is not supposed to be there to coddle the fighters, coddle the promoters and the managers and the advisors. Like, we got questions we want to know, you know?
Let's start with that.
There's more stuff here, Leonard, going on. Look at this.
Some jawing continuing.
Let me tell you what I learned. Like, boxing media compared to like other media, like NFL media, NBA media, MMA media, they be soft. Like, it's almost like they're scared of the athletes. No, I'm not talking about, like, what I'm saying is NFL media, they ask tough questions. NBA media, they ask tough questions. Mixed martial arts media, they ask tough questions. When it comes to boxing, it's like, well, like how has camp been? How has camp been for you? And, you know, you're fighting from Baltimore. So what is it about Baltimore that's really going to drive you? Don't nobody want to hear that shit. So let me tell you guys, as I told you before, I used to be deep, like into like the media shit, like deep. Go look on the channel. I interviewed Leonard Ellerbe. Funny story. But let me finish my thought first. Like I used to be like deep, like into media, like deep. Like, you know what? Like, you know, I'm here at these big time events. I'm in Vegas. I'm in New York. I'm sending people to Saudi Arabia, to Ireland, to the UK. And I'm thinking like, wow, I'm so happy to be here. You know? But what I've noticed is like, they ask questions that don't nobody give a fuck about. It's like, yo, we want to know real shit. So me being me, I'll ask like somebody like Adrian Broner, like, yo, why do people say you flat-footed? Why, when you fight a fighter with high punch output, you lose? Does that make me the bad guy? You see what I'm saying? So, you know, or like if a fighter lose, right? Or if a fighter get a win that a lot of people felt the other fighter won, meaning a robbery or a bad decision, I'm going to ask, I'm going to be like, yo, hey, bro. I'm talking about Jamal Charlo, bad blood. But I'll be like, hey, bro. Shit, he gonna cuss me the fuck out. But hey, bro, social media is saying you lost. They saying you lost. And then fighters, they be like, huh? Who are you? You ain't nothing. Who do you think you is coming in here? You know, like, bro. So I find a lot of Ariel Helwani questions a breath of fresh air in boxing because he does this in MMA. And he's been alienated from, like, he don't go to UFC events no more because he feels somewhat the same way I feel. And remember, he's like levels and levels and levels and levels above me. But he like, what the fuck am I going to go there for when I'm going to do the same damage from, you know, like my home or my studio? Like, we're not there. And a lot of fighters, like, they expect for us to suck their cocks. Hold on. So yeah, like a lot of these fighters, man, they be like expecting you like to, you know, like flow with the narrative. And it's like, yo, that's not helping me, but also it's not helping you, like as the fighter. You see what I'm saying?
Oh no.
Hey, I bet that is your lover. I bet you do love that. Hey, hold that real high. Hold that real. Hey, you'll learn one day when you grow up. That ain't what it really is about, brother.
Tank does have an extensive purse collection, Leonard.
Leonard, where do we stand on the whole purse thing?
The handbag.
No, not the handbag. The purse bet. Where do we stand on that?
That's between the fighters.
That's between. It's not going to happen though, right?
It's between them.
Would you advise? Like, if Tank says, "Do you think this is a good idea?" Would you say yes?
We would. If Tank comes to his team. See, the problem is what you heard what Tank said. You heard what Tank said. Because we know what Tank's gonna handle that business.
Right.
There's no way possible that Ryan Garcia is winning this fight. He's not built like that. And there's no disrespect to him as a fighter because he's a good fighter. But Tank is built differently. You know, I've been saying that everything that Ryan does, Tank can do much, much better. And Tank, the IQ is on another level. And Tank's a complete fighter.
Well, Leonard, let me close with this. One thing Oscar did say that I agreed with is he says this could be a fight that grows boxing. It could break down walls between people that don't normally work together. Could this be the opening? There's more than one young star in the 135, 140 division around there. Could this be the beginning of more people working together in this way?
Yes, most definitely, because, again, what you see in boxing is that by these two guys coming together, like you said, all the other fighters, why not? Why not? Because this is not, these guys are taking all the risk. It's for a lot of money too. But at the end of the day, this is what it's all about, giving the fans exactly what they want. That's why there should be no fans out there complaining about these two guys fighting each other. They're at the top of their game, and they're in their prime.
Sure. Yep. The CEO of Mayweather Promotions, a guy.
Now, in a perfect world, right? In a perfect world, we would see the winner of Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia, and I'm predicting it to be Tank Davis, fight the winner of Devin Haney Lomachenko, which is happening on May the 20th. Devin Haney, after this fight, will be a promotional free agent, from my understanding. That makes the perfect sense, right? But boxing is fucked up. It doesn't always work like that. So what I'm going to say is, Devin Haney will likely have to go over to Showtime if he beats Lomachenko. And I'm predicting, I'm not confident that he's going to beat Lomachenko. Lomachenko ain't no joke, but that's another video for another time. I have so much to talk about, but I do need to get some rest. So remember, I'm telling you right now, I understand some of the boxing fans, you've been frustrated with me because I haven't been producing enough content, but I'm here this weekend. So I'm in the crib. I'm going to be covering boxing all day tomorrow. The Rakhimov fight, Joe Cordina, I'm covering all that shit. I'm a Cindy Ryan fan. I want to see Cindy Ryan fight. I'm not even going to lie. She got that nice, I'm just saying, what was I going to say? I had a thought and I forgot. Damn it, forgot. I had a thought and I forgot. Oh, I'm going to tell y'all a story. So Leonard Ellerby, I apologize, bro. So I interviewed Leonard Ellerby for the first time. Let me look it up for you guys. You guys should see it. Let me look it up for you guys. I interviewed Leonard Ellerby for the first time at the Mayweather versus McGregor press conference in New York. Now, before that, there was Bad Blood. There was Bad Blood. This is me. Oh, should I interview him twice? There was Bad Blood. So let me tell you the story. So I used to be a big time, before I got into media, I started with an organization called Real Combat Media, realcombatmedia.com. And he taught me the media ropes. So when I first got on YouTube, I used to be a big time boxing troll. I'm talking about, if I was to go back to trolling today and give up on media, I would be getting 100,000 views a video. I'm pretty confident I would. So, but I had to tone shit down. But let me tell you the story. I used to do trolling videos. I'm talking about 75,000 views a pop. So years ago, before I got into media, I did a video. I took it down. I want to show you guys. You know what? I want to show you guys. I want to show you guys. Let me see. So I did a video on Leonard Ellerby, right? Are y'all listening? And the video, hold on. I'm looking it up. Hold on. The video was basically what I said was, hold on, I'm finding the video. I'm talking about this video. Ooh. So listen, let me tell you something. It was this video right here. It's private now. It's private now, but I laid into him something big time, Jack. So, All right, I'm going to show you a clip. I'm going to show you a brief clip.
To myself, you can't be in such a prestigious faction called the Money Team with that bullshit he had growing on his face. And I'm talking about his goatee was growing into his mouth and on his lips. But whatever you say about that, I know you're probably wondering, like, what does it matter to you? I'm T-Street Controversy. This is T-Street Controversy Live. And I've been asking myself, like, the last hour, as I was sitting here watching Mayweather versus McDonough too, and I was looking at Leonard Ellerbe, like, in the audience with that dumbass face. And I'm thinking, like, what really was his role? Now, is he still the CEO or the former CEO of Mayweather Promotions? I checked his Twitter. He's not active at all. He paid homage to Dan Goosen, and it says he's still CEO. So when you got Floyd Mayweather criticizing you, who's supposed to be your right-hand man, then you got Mayweather Sr. and Roger Mayweather just throwing you straight under the bus. And Floyd Sr. even one point in time questioned his sexuality. I think to myself, well, damn, Ellerbe got to be done. Now, here's the thing. It is not known if CEO of Mayweather Promotions was just a title, because remember, it was Mayweather Promotions, but we really know Golden Boy was promoting the cards. They just got their promoter's license.
So I'm going to leave it. Listen, y'all can't hear the rest. This video is 8 years ago, 53,000 views. So basically, what I was saying was, and this was years ago, it was the dark times. Like, I used to be, let me tell you something. I was more successful as an internet troll a boxing internet troll than I was media. So what I said was, and Leonard Ellerbe, you the man. I'm sorry, bro. I was young. I'm going to be 40 in August. I was young, bro. I was young. It's different now. So what I said was, I was like, are the kids awake? Earmuffs. So I said, Leonard Ellerbe looked like one of them dudes that, like, he pay women just to eat their pussy. But he don't want to fuck. He just paid them to eat their pussy. Like, he just be like, like, he'll meet a chick, come over a crib, like, and then the chick be passed out, and then they just look on their nightstand and be all his money. But he never fucked. So I got in some hot water, big time. Oh my gosh. Oh. Like, I used to be saying some wild shit, but then I went corporate. Like, I was like, you know what? Leonard Ellerbe look like one of them motherfuckers that, like, he just eat a bitch pussy out and they don't even fuck. Like, ooh, but look, this video's private. I took it down. Like, I was like, yo, like, if I'm gonna be media, no, this is the beginning. Like, this is the beginning of the video. Shit got dark fast. Like, let me see if I can find a clip.
And he really do it. But Leonard Ellerbe, as a CEO, thought that he can inject himself and say, listen, I'm going to do my best to make sure Floyd fights Manny. Seeing all that money out there, maybe somebody got mad. Maybe Floyd or Al Heyman said, oh, who do you owe? You're doing too much. But really, once again, going back to the beginning of what I was saying, what did Leonard Ellerbe do? He just seemed like to me, and somebody else said this, he seemed like to me like one of those guys, and I'm just joking around, one of those guys that, like, he'll meet a female and he tell her, like, all I want to do is eat your pussy. And he really do it, but then she be like, you need anything, babe? And he be like, no, I'm good. He just seemed like a freak to me. He always got like those pimp suits on with the pinstripes. And I think of the guy he used to be before, when we used to see him with the little mustache and he was a little chubby looking like D'Lo Brown. And now we see this guy just transform into like this. It's almost like wrestling. Like he reminds me of Vincent or Virgil, the dude used to be with the $1 Million Man. That's what
I call the nigga Virgil. I called him I called him $1 million the man's
He remind me of, his gimmick just keeps changing. He looking like D'Lo Brown. And now we see this guy just transform into like this. It's almost like wrestling. Like he reminds me of Vincent or Virgil, the dude used to be with the $1 Million Man. That's who he remind me of. His gimmick just keeps changing. And then he just, like I said, he just seems like a freak. Some of the looks he be giving Floyd sometimes, and that's probably why he started wearing the sunglasses, because he couldn't control his wandering eyes. I notice it seems like a little bit of a crucifixion of Mr. Leonard Ellaby, but when I think about that promoter's license issue, and I think you're the CEO, automatically I'm thinking to myself, well, wait a minute. Okay, we know Mayweather's at the top of the food chain, but Mayweather has a guy like Leonard Ellaby to make sure all that stuff is taken care of. Mayweather should have been came down on him hard, and been like, yo, like, what's up with this promoter's license? Get it done immediately. Leonard Ellaby was supposed to be.
Oh, I called my poor man Vincent. Oh, jeez. Well, anyway, remember I told you that was before I got into media. It was different. Like, oh, and it gets worse. Like, let me tell you, I privated a lot of videos. I used to be on some shit. And when I was on that shit, I'm talking about some, the bread, the money was rolling in like big time. Like, let me tell you something. So it wasn't until I went corporate and I was like, you know what? I want to get my foot in the door with the media stuff. I had to tone shit down. You see what I'm saying? I had to tone shit. I had to tone shit down. So, but bro, like, and this is nothing. I used to be worse than that. Like, who? You don't know about like the videos I used to do, like before I started this. So yeah, man, but I like Leonard Ellaby, man. Like, you know what I'm saying?
For starters, is he forgetting that he made Floyd Mayweather fight at 154? Floyd had never fought at that weight class before. And then he fucking shrunk down to fight Manny Pacquiao.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make any sense? Based upon the comments he just made?
Oscar fools around with hyperbole once in a while, right?
Yeah, but I ain't the one to play with. And listen, and this is the one fight, and anybody who know me, I've always said the one fight that I'm glad that Floyd beat his ass. That was the most important fight in his career. And I tell Floyd that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
All the time.
He handed the pay-per-view baton as the face of the sport.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, because
So let me tell you about the time I interviewed Leonard Ellaby for the first time. So what event was it? I interviewed him about three different times. And I think this was the first one. Was it the first one or was it this one? Which one is this one?
What do you think? It's a big fight.
You think of a single thing you've done that's meant anything.
I think this was my first. I'm trying to figure out when my first interview was with him because I was embarrassed. I was like, oh, Lord, because he had blocked me on Twitter. Like at one point in time, that video I did, the one you just seen, this was trending big time. Now, 53,000 views 8 years ago in boxing on YouTube. It wasn't as many like boxing people. It was a big time joint. And remember, I had no graphics, no nothing. Like I just was going in on dude. So I think this was the first one. I don't remember. But I remember when I first interviewed him, I saw him, he was by himself. And I was embarrassed at first. And he was by himself. And I had my little selfie stick. My phone would be on my selfie stick. And I'm looking, I'm like. And he's right there. And I'm like, you got to say something, bro. And he's right there. I'm like, so then like my camera started slowly rising up. It was like, so we're here with the CEO of Mayweather Promotions. And I was like, was it this one?
You think of a single thing you've done that's meant anything at all?
Of course, because it gives him a tremendous platform, and it gives the entire world, because this is obviously a global.
No, it wasn't this one. It wasn't this one. It wasn't this one. I think this was the first time. Like,
you have a lot of people standing that by the fight.
I was embarrassed. Like, and he was just sitting there, and I was like, oh shit, I'm the only one here. And I was like, you gotta talk to the motherfucker, man. You can't go, you know? And I was like, I hope this motherfucker don't recognize me. I'm finished. I'm finished.
You have a lot of people standing that by the fight, right? But imagine what people are doing on August the 26th. They're buying sneakers, they're buying their clothes, you know, they're buying suits, they're buying food, everything. You know, so everybody's going to be buying the fight whether they want to or not.
Look, but one thing for motherfucking sure is he fixed that motherfucking goatee though, didn't he? He fixed that motherfucking goatee though, didn't he? That's for sure, because he was getting cooked.
Exactly right.
I mean, you know, they saying they're not, but what are they going to be doing on August 26th?
They're going to be tuning in to Mayweather versus McGregor.
Mm-hmm. You know, so I want to ask you.
Is it me? Does he seem a little timid? I think he knows it's me. Now that I'm looking at it in hindsight, I think he knew it was me. He's like, this motherfucker.
Everything. You know, so everybody's going to be buying the fight whether they want to or not.
You're exactly right.
I mean, you know, they saying they're not, but what are they going to be doing on August 26th?
They're going to be tuning in to Mayweather versus McGregor.
Mm-hmm. You know, so I want to ask you this, like, what as far as the media.
So look, I was buttering him up. That was me. I was like, I think he knows me. So I pulled out the nice ass butter knife, and I'm doing the spread. I'm like, yeah. I'm buttering that joint, not cracking the bread, just making sure I'm buttering that joint up. Just making sure because look at him. I think he knew. Come on, be honest with me. Like, in hindsight, I think he knew it was me. He was like, that's that motherfucker right there. He knew it was me though, didn't he? I think he did. He knew it was me.
Clothes, you know, they're buying suits, they're buying food, everything. You know, so everybody's going to be buying the fight whether they want to or not.
You're exactly right.
I mean, you know, they saying they're not, but what are they going to be doing on August 26th?
They're going to be tuning in to Mayweather versus McGregor.
Mm-hmm. You know, so I want to ask you this, like, what as far as the media can do to make those UFC and those mixed martial arts fans boxing fans, like, what can we do on our part to make them fans?
No, I think
like to make them stay.
I think it's just a natural thing that it'll happen. To be able to see two top guys come together, I think that the world they're able to have a lot of success because they have a different type of fan base. Anytime you got two different types of fan bases coming together, and as long as you're providing some quality and good entertainment, you win them over. That's just how business is.
So it's right now, I feel like this. It wasn't until the first press conference to where I felt like, yo, this could probably break the Mayweather Pacquiao numbers. You know, like, I'm still kind of on the fence, but it's looking like it. Like, what's your...
So remember, he's nervous, but I was nervous too. Because I'm thinking, like, I think this motherfucker knows it's me. But if you were there, McGregor and Dana White was on the other side of the room. This is in the Barclays Center. So when they got off the stage, they left him. So everybody went to go follow them. And I was really bad with my asthma at the time. I couldn't be in the crowds. So I'm looking, and like me and him making eye contact before the interview. I'm looking, I'm like, and I'm like, shit, I gotta interview him. I gotta say something. And you could tell I'm kind of nervous because I'm thinking like, damn, I just said on video, like fucking a year and a half ago that he eat bitches pussy and he get paid for it and he don't even be fucking. So I'm thinking like, all right, bro. Like, and I had I think I did this with my iPad. But anyway, I got a big ass fucking mount pod with this big ass fucking 11-inch iPad, like straight, like in his face. Like, and I'm looking, I'm peeking.
Thoughts on that?
My thoughts is, when have you ever seen a 4-city world tour? And the first 3 stops that you make, they're complete sellouts. You don't have a press conference in a restaurant.
Yeah.
We have a press conference in the arena.
Oh, when he stood up, I thought he was gonna get me. I was like, that shit is on now.
In the arenas and they selling out.
Yeah.
You know?
So if this is press conferences.
You see, I take some step back just to make sure I'm ready for swinging. By the way, Leonard Ellaby is kind of short. He's like 5'8". I'm 6'2.5".
But what do you say to the hypocrites? Keep it 100 with me. What do you say to the hypocrites?
I don't really
They're buying the fight though, bro.
I think they're entitled to their opinion, and that's what makes the world go round.
All right.
It's just a matter of whether you.
Oh, look, he's trying to walk away. But as you can see, the video was fucking 5 minutes, so I'm following this nigga.
You get caught up and you let them.
All right, sir.
If we worried about the things that other people did and said, then, you know, because when you take your time out to be concerned about what other people are doing, then that's less time you could take it away from yourself. You should be trying to better yourself. And, you know, I applaud other promoters and people who are trying to take things to the next level. I'm not a hater. You know, I send guys all the time messages. They have a good show or something. Just it could be a small promoter out the way. Oh, it's a good show. I came to see your thing. You got a good fighter. You know, because it's just how the spirit is. You wish everybody the best because you're not in my way.
Yeah.
You're not in my way. So I'm always trying to offer words of encouragement and be supportive. That's what life is about. So like, why try to tear somebody down and bring them down when they're trying to do something positive?
Yeah.
When they're trying to do something positive. Why shit on the show? Either you ain't gotta watch it.
But they're going to though.
Yeah, but I'm saying even if they don't, but you don't have to watch it. You got a choice.
So why do you think that every time you guys do something positive, like you brought the boxing business to?
Be honest though, y'all think he knew it was me? Because the body language and, you know, like he was like kind of timid. You know, I was trying to like break the ice, man. You know, I'm trying to break the ice. But I think it is time for me to get back out in the field, right? But when I go out into the field and I start like doing interviews and shit, like people be coming at me, you know, fucking, let me tell you, of course, Jamal Charlo, like still bad blood. Adrian Broner, Sean Porter, Chris de Blasio, Leonard Ellaby. Who else came at me? Like sometimes, like I try to do my best, like for the people, like for you, the people, you know, and go out there into the field and do interviews and shit, but I'm a little bit too hardcore. Like, I don't be meaning to be, I don't be thinking, you know, when I'm on that hour-long train ride that cost me $140, have to park my car because I have an SUV, so you got to pay extra money when you park an SUV. Sometimes, like, it costs me upwards to $300 to $400 to go to an event in New York. Like, just one day. So I don't be thinking like when I'm on the train or whatever, like, yeah, I'm going to go stir some shit up. Like, I be thinking like, I just want to ask questions that the people want to know. And then, you know, I get treated like I'm a fucking villain. You know, Porter came at you. Hell yeah. I forgot what I asked Porter about. Porter versus Berto press conference. I covered that event. I was there. I did full coverage. I was there for the And it's rare for me. I was there for the press conference, the weigh-in, and fight night. But I forgot what Porter came at me about something, and I forgot what it was. He was like, why do you keep asking me the same questions? And I was like, I was kind of shook. I was like shocked. I was frozen a little bit. But yeah, man, like, you know, but it is time. I'm targeting. I'm not gonna say I'm targeting. I am. It's official. I'm going to be at Teofimo versus Josh Taylor. I'm waiting for them to announce the press conference, and I know I'm going to have like some jitters because I haven't been to the field in a while. The last time I was at a boxing event was 2 back to back, and in 2018, between 2018. All the way up into the pandemic, like I was like out there, like in the field. The last 2 events I was at was Gary Russell versus Tuxedo Bayard. That was in Allentown. And Jason Rosario versus J-Rock Williams. I was supposed to be at Shakur Stevenson versus Miguel Mariaga Fight Week. Remember, they had the press conference and the country shut down the very next day. But it's time for me to get back out there. You know, I don't know how I'm going to act. You know, I thought about and considered going to Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia, but the timing wasn't right. You know, but I'm going to something. Well, I know I'm going to Teofimo versus Josh Taylor. I'm going to go to that. So I'm waiting for them to announce the press conference. And also, I got to make sure, you know, I haven't been seen at an event in a while. So it's best for me to go to an event because the friends that I've made in media, they haven't seen me for a while. So I may send people to events, but it's good that they see me personally, you know, because I do consider these people my friends to an extent, because it's like, all right, cool. I've had drinks with these PR people. Like, all right, listen, this is my goal. You know, like networking. It's like, this is what we're doing. You know, sometimes we may not be on our shit sometimes, but like we have an ultimate goal, you know? So like I have to go to an event. It's not even, you know, a want, it's a need. I have to go, you know, to get back out there. Yeah, no, I was like really like out there, like in the field, you know, so I'm ready to get back out there. I'm targeting 2 events this year. I'm targeting Teofimo Lopez versus Josh Taylor and Saudi Arabia. So Monday, I'm filing for my passport because right now here in the States, there's a backlog of getting passports where it takes, you know, longer than it would normally do. But I plan on going to Saudi Arabia for that tournament. If it does happen between Wilder, Usyk, Fury, Ruiz, or however Joshua mixes into that. So I plan on going. You know, I have a lot of free time on my hands. And by the way, we are going to be here tomorrow doing full coverage for Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to bed so I can be up nice and early tomorrow. It's 9:35 p.m. Eastern. I want to be up at 6 a.m., do a little bit of food prep and everything, and then take a nap from like 11 a.m. to like 3 p.m. And then from like 4 p.m. till like 3 a.m. I'm going to rock out. I'm going to cover that Joe Cordina card, Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia, post-fight press conference, like all that shit. Like all that shit. What up, Big J? I'm reading the comments now. Yeah, I'm getting my passport. I'm filing for it on Monday. But I do need to get back out in the field. Like it's time. Like I have no more excuses anymore. It's time. So we're starting with Teofimo Josh Taylor. I think that's the perfect event. The next fight I'm thinking about attending is Teofimo Josh Taylor. And the Saudi Arabia fight at the end of the year. But definitely Teofimo Josh Taylor. That's a definite. Like, I'm definitely targeting that. You know, I'm going to dress up everything. I want to do some interviews, you know, get the jitters out. You know, I'm thinking about staying out there for the fight week so I can really get the experience and really do, like, the field work. The field work. But if I'm going to be here covering fights tomorrow night, I need to get the fuck out of here. Because I need to go to bed. I got to take the dog out. Order some pizza. Not for me, but for my pop. And also, I've gained 15 pounds in a month. Like, what's the point of losing all that weight just to gain it back, right? Welterweight undisputed rumors, too, if it happens. I haven't done any research, but I'm hearing positive things about Spence versus Crawford. But I don't, like, I'm not getting my hopes up. If you want me to be honest, Spence versus Crawford falling apart and not happening November the 19th is what kind of broke me and made me like, you know what? Fuck boxing. So I'm not putting my heart into it no more. But I'm hearing very positive things that it's going to happen. Like, very positive things that it's going to happen. But I'm not confident. You see what I'm saying? So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. I'm going to take my dog out for a nice little walk, order some Pizza Hut. And remember, tomorrow night, we're going to be here full time. I have to fix my capture card because my cable box. Okay, so I'm buying Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia through Showtime, but not Showtime online because you can't watch it in DVR. Showtime through my cable. So my capture card is not working with my PC, my new PC. Some weird firmware nerd shit you guys don't give a fuck about. So I have to fix that tomorrow morning. And if I'm able to fix that, then I'm going to be streaming during the main event of Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia, doing my post-fight video, and then we're going to be here for the post-fight press conference. But I have to fix that in order to be able to do it. So let me get up out of here. I will see you guys tomorrow. Remember, I'm going to be working all day tomorrow. We're covering the Joe Cordina card. We're covering Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia. And then we're going to be here for the post-fight press conference. My dog is cool, buddy. Come here, buddy. You want to see him? Come here. Look, he's going crazy. 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 He's right here. He's very strong. But this is him right here. He's going crazy. He was asleep, so I just woke him up. But he's going crazy. He's very strong. But all right, bro. And I'm covered in fur. And it's not very good for my breathing. No. Yeah, but he's doing good. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Please.